What's up, YouTube? This is Sea-Dog back with another review. This is another Transformers third-party review. This is the War and Pocket Skyer, Bumper, and Quaker, or aka Swoop, Slag, and Sludge. Alright, so here they are out of the packaging, and these things are awesome, although they did take some getting used to, and the instructions are pants. Let's just show you the instructions. Pants. Absolute pants. I hate instructions like that, but I used them anyway. And we're going to take them on one by one here, so we're showing you all three of them kind of together. We can do it like this too, just to kind of give you an idea. But we're going to go through those as well. So let's move these guys to the back, and we'll go through Skyer first. So taking a quick look and a closer look at Skyer. He's very cool. Looking at some of the details here. Oops. Got some nice blue eyes for the dinosaur mode. His head will go up as well. His wings have articulation here and as well as here. Just like that and like this. And then his head goes like that. And then he has, his feet can move around. And I believe they also pivot his feet itself. So pretty cool. Really, really cool figure right here. He's got nice chrome everywhere on the wings. Nicely done. You can see all the nice details here painted. Get red stripes painted on top of silver paint. Black paint on top of that. Some sky blue there. So very cool. Blue plastic, really nicely done. Actually, is that painted? I'm not sure, but it's nice blue regardless. Nice saturation. Nice red, got some silver paint up here. His mouth does open. There we go. As you can see, the mouth opens. I guess you have to do it like that. He's on a double hinge here. Actually, no, that's right. This part right here is for the transformation, but it has this little locking technique, so you can do it like that. But looking at the bottom of them, so you can have them like this if you want. Oops. Like that. You can tip them like this. So you can be like that. Or, of course, you can always have them in the sky. And I guess you could use that little post right there for one of those 3mm posts for a flight stand. So, yeah, pretty cool. He's got these accessories that peg on. Those are nicely painted as well. Got black, yellows, and silver paint. And they peg on nicely. One thing that I found hard to transform was these pegs right here. Right. Kind of going into the legs. Those were really difficult to get in there. At least the first time. Just these transformations were not as easy as you would think. But to transform them, speaking of those pegs, you want to unpeg those. Just because those pegs are so tight, I took it off screen. I mean, you got chrome wings. I don't want to break anything. So, and it was already stiff enough getting those in. So what you have to do is peg those in. And then you bring the legs down like this. And then they come down like this all the way. Then you revert it 180 at the thigh swivel. Like that. You go in the back, you pull down the feet, and then you close off the back of the legs like this. Just like that. And then next you want to use this little hook, pull it up. Actually, no, yeah, you pull it up. And then you can pull down his face, but first we want to do his arms. So you bring these up. So the way you do it is you bring them up, and then you pull it on the ball joint. Let's see if we can get that there. So bring it up and then pull it up on the ball joint like that. Take these feet and swivel them up so it creates hands. Next thing you want to do is you want to pull these open. But the way you're going to do this first is you slide this down. This is on a slider, if you notice. And once you slide that down, then you can pull these back on these hinges. And that brings the chest open. Like that. And then that's why we unhooked this. And you want to just pull that in a little bit. And then you pull this down. Then his head is automatically shown. And then you just swivel this to the front. The ball joint's showing to the front. Like that. And these can flip to the back. Like that. Just like Swoop does. You know how Swoop do. Push that nose down a little bit more. Set him up a little bit. Let's get him nicely stanced. And there's Skyer, or aka Swoop, in robot mode. He's got great articulation. You got the wings that'll get out of the way if you need to. He's got a joint here so you can pull the shoulders out. Got a ball jointed elbow. Goes up full 90, a little over. It's about 90, so about 95 degrees. It will also swivel on that like a bicep swivel. He's got a ball jointed head so you can look up, look down. You can even tilt. Get to tilt a little bit. And then, of course, it'll do a 360. He's got a hinge here. These are really nice and tight. They're not going anywhere. It'll go front to and back, but you might not want to go back too much because you got the wings in the way. But you can go back. You just got to bring your leg out a little bit. And then you can go fully straight out. So you can do the full splits. He's got a thigh swivel that'll, both of them will go 360. And he has a deep knee bend. Plus, if you pull this out, let's see, you can also get it to go more. Like that. So you have some, and then his foot will go front and back. Nicely done there because it only needs to go back for transformation, but they also made it ability to go frontwards as well. And ankle tilts as well. So that's pretty cool. He's got front to back and ankle tilts. Right on DX9. So really cool on DX9's part. This figure is top notch. He comes with a sword. And let's get him all weaponed up. Whoops. And there you go. So let's check out some of the details here. You can do nice action poses. There you go, nice action poses. Checking out some of the details up close. Let's check out this face sculpt up close. Nice swoop face. Silver paint, as well as light blue for the eyes. A little bit of silver here on the sides. Got some nice silver detail here up on the top of his chest, as well as this red. Breaks out the yellow, breaks up the blue. Looking fantastic. You got gold, kind of to mimic the Fans Toys look. It's cool. It's a great figure, man. It's got chrome. You might want to be careful on the chrome. There's no paint on the chrome or anything other than the chrome paint itself, but you got nice reds and blacks on his legs. Very cool. Great figure. He's got a nice translucent, kind of a translucent-ish. It's definitely translucent plastic, but very cool. So that's Swoop. And then to transform him back, you just follow the steps. Basically, you just want to kind of pull this part out right here and then pull up his head, and then it locks in this little notch right here. And then that flips up like this. Get that out of the way. Then you take these and you pull these forward on these hinges like this and like this. And we'll take the sword out now. And then that'll create kind of that. Then you pull this up on the swivel so these pegs will meet the legs. You want to open up these parts in the back. Oops. While you pull the legs into the feet, into the legs. Like that. Then you want to pull them 180 on the thigh swivel, like this. Just like that. And then you go up like this, and you're able to put that in there like that. And this is the hard part. Except for now, it's probably going to be a little easier. Yep. So you pull it up there like that. Same thing on this side. Hopefully it gives me just as much. Like I said, it's kind of hard. Then it clips in, just like that. Pull these down. These are supposed to be down first. And it's not, so hold on a second. Well, we'll just leave them up for now. But see how that one's down first? Yeah, let me do it. Never mind. Just leave that up for now. You get the idea. And then with these, you pull it down, and then it hinges down and creates, it goes into this cavity right here. Like that. Pull up the foot, rotate it. Same thing on this side. Goes into that cavity, rotate this, pull up the foot, and there you go. And then you just flip out the wings. And I don't think it'll work if I can get that behind there. I don't want to break it. Yeah, see, there we go. I flipped it behind. Pull out the wings, nice strong wings, and we got him back into dino mode. Into his pterodactyl mode. And there you go. And there's nowhere that I can find to hide the sword or anything on any of them, to be honest. But I guess you could suppose if you needed somewhere to store it, you could store it like there, maybe. But yeah, so that's Skyer. So let's take a look at the next one, huh? Alright, so put him in the back. We'll take a look at Sludge, or I believe his name is Quaker. So he's pretty cool. He's got articulation, go out front to back. He's got these really tight hinges here and here. He also has a hinge here as well. And then you can pull this out if you need to. It's for transformation, but it does give a little bit more range, although you don't need to. And then he's got a swivel here, and then his mouth will open and close. Open about that much. And checking out some of the details here. Nice blue eyes on this yellow plastic, looking awesome. Yellow paint. Got some nice blue paint and black paint with yellow details on top and red details on top of that. Silver tail with a kind of a more chromy silver fur. If you notice, they're two different colors. It looks good. Breaks up the color. Very nice. Very, very nice. And then I found also, you can't really move his tail or anything. You can kind of dislodge it, I guess. But that doesn't really. But if you dislodge the head and you just want it for pictures, you can kind of hide this and you can get some different poses, like for pictures. You see what I'm saying? You can get some stuff that'll work for pictures only, because if you look, that's what it does. Alright, so to transform Quaker, and he's got nice painted nails. Very cool. Alright, so to transform Quaker, you want to start with the back arms. You want to raise them like that. And then you take this and you flip this down, just like that. Then you want to separate this. This part's a little bit hard to get it open, but not too hard. It's a pin right there. Alright, so we get these out of the way. And these are on ball joints back here, so they will give you some mobility. And you get those to the back. Alright, so we're good start there. Let's get this down a little bit. Next, we want to kind of separate here. So we're going to start by where I showed you here. And then you just go all the way up like that. Next, you want to start to kind of like you're pulling down the leg, but you're gonna need some room. So you get a hinge here, and then you can unrope, do it a little bit more, and then you have this really tight hinge right there. I guess there's a, I don't know, it's just a pin, and then you can pull the leg down all the way. Same thing on the other side. Start to pull the leg down. I might make this look a little easier than it actually is, because this is not an easy transformation, at least not with the instructions they give you. Pull this down, and you can pull this hinge down. That'll allow you to pull it down all the way. Alright, so we got in there. Now we're going to do this one first. So you're going to pull that in there like this, and we're going to hide this behind it like that. Next, we're going to pull this out on a post. And then that'll allow you to swing it around. And mine never wants to go all the way. I find it's easier to... It feels like it's weak plastic to really give a good grip. So you might want to be careful. And then once you're there, you're going to want to put it back like this. And I always remove this once even though I've already put it in place. Just to put the post back in, because you're going to want to put the post in like that. Then you can put everything back together, and that creates this nice inside of the, like that. Boom. Same thing on this side. We'll do the other hinge first. So we're going to pull the post, which is not easy. Not on mine anyway. And hopefully it'll just swing over. Yeah, no. Of course not. Get out of the way. Okay. Got that swung over. Now we want to push the post in. There we go. This one's a little bit more tricky. You want to pull it back, and you're going to want to push this behind like that. And then this kind of hooks around like that. Now we can pull the legs down, which, if you notice, they're kind of loose. I'm going to have to find someone to give me some polish, because they don't sell it in my area. Not the right kind. But then we want to take this and we want to revert this around, keeping everything out of the way, so it will return 180. Pull up the head. Pull up the chest. When you clip down this and you put the chest into place like that. Now we can kind of get these in the way. So we got him almost done. Then what you do is you pull this open. You grab his weapons. So let me get his weapons. They're very similar, all of them. So the way you get the fists out is you go. There's a hole there. There's nothing to pull on it. No. And you put the post in there, and as you swing it out, you do 180, and you go like that. Close that off. Very cool. Cool engineering. So I'll show you again with the sword. Stick it in. Pull it up. Pull it out like that. And there is Sludge, or QUAKER DX9's Sludge in his robot mode. And he's very, very cool. They got stiff elbows, though. That's one thing. I wish they had stiff thighs. But you can get nice bicep swivel, 90-degree bend. Holds his gun nicely. And none of them have wrist swivels or anything, but he doesn't have a ball joint like Swoop, but he does have a swivel. It'll go all the way around, if that makes any difference to you. No waist swivel, but we'll kick out to the side, we'll kick front, we'll kick back. We have a thigh swivel, and we get a 90-degree bend at the knee. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you, there was also ankle tilts on Swoop. I'll show you that in a little bit. Now the trick is to get him back into Dino mode. and that's not so easy. So let's do it. Alright, so you want to remove this. Well, actually, we'll check out the details first. What am I doing? So let's check out some of the details. And then also, they'll pull up the arms like that. So, good articulation. Let's check out some of the details. Alright. Head first. Very cool head sculpt. Looks like sludge. It's even got the silver crest. Light blue eyes, silver face, black helmet. Got a little bit of painted details here and here. Silver paint everywhere. Got a little bit of blue on his waist. And then those other details come up as well. I like how the legs swing around and they all hide and disappear. You got some yellow for his feet. And some yellow for the spikes. And this is what he looks like from the back. So, very cool. This, instead of the head, which is what happens on the G1 version, he has the tail. But it looks all good. Works, and he stands good. And you can see he's no problem standing. So, to transform him back, we want to open up the back. We want to swing this back in and then remove the peg. Close that off. Same thing on this side. Swing this open, close it off, start to 180 it like this so you can get it all the way in. Move it out, close it off. Just like that. Next you want to... what do we want to do next? I guess we'll do the legs next? Yeah. Alright, so we'll take the legs. We want to take these out. This comes out on this double hinge. So we pull it up like that. And then we have to mess with the hinges, the pull things again. I'm always afraid that when you're pulling, because this is kind of weak for holding it with lots of force. So I'm a little bit nervous on that. And these posts, they should be a little bit easier to pull out. But all in all, get them over there, push them back in, just like so. Same thing on this side. Pull this up, get that out of the way. Pull, oops, sorry about that. It's because I'm dealing with this post again. Pulling the post out. Gonna get it a little bit more. There we go. And then pushing the post back in. Alright. So that's pretty much what you want to do. And then as you start to rotate these up, you want to use the hinge here. Like that. You want to pull this down and then use the, oops, sorry about that, guys. You want to, okay, so we just pull this. This is on the hinge. You pull this back just in case you didn't see it. And then you push that back down so you have the hinge ready like that. Same thing on this side. You start to push this down. Okay. And you want to use the hinge. So it is, what is going on here? Oh, maybe it. Oh, yeah, I'm in the right zone. Hold on, guys. I gotta pull this around first. Then I can pull it down and reattach it. There, like that. And then we'll pull this over. So now these are lined up, more or less. Let's get a little bit more room there. And then we can pull the legs down. Connect that down. So before we do anything else, we gotta get this part down. So we gotta pull down the chest. Gotta revert the 180 on the swivel there. And we got to get these back up. So these need to be back. And this part's a little bit difficult, but not too difficult. You just want, is while you're moving things around, you got to move things around to get it to fit. And once you do, you do. Like that. And moving it around so it goes back into place. While we push up the head, we got to remember to push the head up. And then the trick is to get everything lined up. And that's not always so easy, you would think, but no. So we'll start with the dino head. And then there's a pin right here and a pin up there. And then there's a pin right here that goes into the hole there. And you kind of just need to line everything up. And you might have to go back and mess with it again because it's kind of wonky. And then you want to get these tabs over there. So you don't want to close these off because you're going to use that to close those tabs off. See, there's another one right there. Okay. And then this part folds up underneath at the end. So this part's all pretty rough how it all goes together, to be honest. Actually, going back, you actually want to make sure, one of the things you want to make sure most of is there's a flap right there. And that can be bent up. Let's get this, that one right there at the edge. From my fingernail up, that flap needs to be flat. And you also need to make sure this is flat. So it might be easier to do it one at a time. Do one side and then do another side, because that way you can actually, hopefully, can actually line stuff up a little better. Assuming I can get it down. There we go. You can line it up a little better. And when you can line it up a little better, you're going to have a much easier time, trust me. There's been a lot of trouble trying to get these things. I figured it'd be like a deluxe or something, but I'm telling you, these are not like deluxes. Well, they're the size of deluxes maybe, but because you want to make sure that gets clipped, and then that pin up the top. Then once you have all that back up, you can reconnect this like that, and then adjust them accordingly, and you have them back in his dino mode. Alright, so now it's time for slag, isn't it? Cool. And like I said, you don't have anywhere to store the weapons that I can find anyway. I mean, there was a little hole somewhere, but yeah, no. Maybe someone else knows something, but as far as I'm concerned, you don't have anywhere. Alright, so moving these guys over, I'm going to close up his wings a little bit more so we can get him to fit in the background, so we can bring up Bumper. So checking out Bumper. So he's got some pretty cool details as well. He's got a mouth that will open as well. And so you can have his flamethrower mouth going on. Light blue eyes. These don't move up here. They're kind of fixed in place. You got the chrome going on for the frills. Silver. That's chrome silver that he has in his body with a yellow tail. Nice plastic yellow. You got painted yellow, kind of like the feet were in the old G1, but that actually doesn't turn out to be the feet. We got some red details there painted on. You can see the red details. Very cool, very cool. They all have these clear kind of hip joints. See if you noticed. So they should have put a hole there so you can attach the weapons there, but no biggie. Alright, so for posability, he's got his legs will go out. He got some bend here. You can swivel. Same with the sludge. You can swivel thigh swivel on there as well, because that turns into the arm. And then he's got these, and it looks like they at one point maybe wanted to have them bend, but now they go out a little bit, then front to back. And I showed you the tail goes down a little bit, and then the mouth opens. Alright, so it's pretty cool. I love them. I also have Grimlock and Snarl. They're already, they're not shipped yet, but I own them already. They're on my pile of loot. Alright, so to transform him, this one's a little bit difficult, sort of. You want to raise up his legs like that, and then swirl his arms like that. Okay? Then you go up in here, and you want to separate it here. And also here. We're gonna, the whole thing. Starts there, at the tail, and then it kind of goes throughout all of it. And it can be a bitch, but not too bad usually. It usually shouldn't be this hard, but there we go. So you want to loosen those. And they tab in. You can see the tab right there in the hole. So they tab in nicely right there. Alright, so now that we have that, we want to use this. This comes up on a hinge right here. What is going on? There, yeah. So this comes down. Hold on, guys. Kind of swivel down like this. Like that. Then you swivel this down like that. Then you get it out of the way for it to swivel all the way around. Just like that. And then it comes up here. Same thing on this side. Swivel it down, then it will fold around. Like that. Keep swiveling the leg till you get it out of the way. And you can swivel it out of the way. Just like that. It's, like I said, a little bit difficult. Then you can pull down the legs like this. He's got one of the coolest leg or feet transformations. Definitely awesome. But we'll do we'll do those now. Alright, so what you do is you go in. They're on a double hinge, so you want to make sure that that double hinge goes in on that double like that. Then you pull out the foot, and then you pull the tail into the foot, and then you collapse it inside. So it creates that nice look. And he's got a little bit of ankle tilt. And also, Skyer has ankle tilts as well. So we can show you that a little bit later. But remember to put it in the double hinge, pulling out the foot, putting the tail in, and then collapsing the whole thing in there. And then there you go. You got his legs done. Next, you want to rotate this 180, just like that. Next up, you want to take from here, and they're pegged in. You can see the little pegs in the slots. These will go back to the back, just like that. And then you take these legs, these dinosaur legs, and you put them in the back right here. Just like that. Then you would take this up, go like this, pull it up, and then collapse that, and connect those pegs with those slots right there. And then you pull this down, and it sits in there like that. Next up, you want to take your weapons, and he has a couple weapons as well. His sword is a little differently. It's got little frills on it. But you would just go in here, and you post the post in the hole, and pull out his fist. Same thing here. Post the post in the hole, and pull out his fist. Close his waist, and there we got Bumper, or aka Slag, in robot mode. So looking awesome. It's got nice articulation. You got outward, front to back. Got bicep swivels. Got a little over 90-degree bend on the elbow. Whoops. You got a ball jointed head. You can get in there and turn it. As you can see, it's turning. And it also kind of move around a little bit up and down. But it's really difficult to get at. But as you can see, it moves up and down without moving the thing. See? The chrome is there. So you can go down, you can go up. You can tilt side to side. We also have outward, front, back, thigh swivel, bend at the knee, and then I showed you there's a little bit of ankle tilts, kind of. So that is slag in robot mode. So we'll get them back to dino mode, and then we'll get the rest of the review done. Alright, so to transform them to dino mode, let's do this quickly. We're going to flap that up like that. We're going to end up taking this down, put those back, take it out. Put that back, take it out. Righto. Then we pull down the chest. Revert it 180 at that ball joint. Pull this up 90 degrees. Well, after we pull out the dino feet from the back, then it will go up 90 degrees. Then we take the feet and we pull out the tail, we push in the foot, pull the tail up, undo the double hinge like that, and then leave it alone. Just leave it like that. Same thing on this side. Pull out the double hinge, pull the tail out, pull the foot in. Whoops, sorry guys. Pull the foot in, close the tail up, leave it alone. Alright. Next up, we want that like that. We want to, popped it off. Next up, we want to make sure we, okay, we're going to want to push that up like this. And we're going to want to do the same thing we did before. So we start to wrap it around the foot, getting this out of the way, bringing this down and around. It's a little bit difficult, but there's a little bit of a pin there. Remember I showed you how it connects? And this will then pull around like so, and then this will pull around like that, and then you have basically it back into place. Same thing on this side. You just want to pull this down. It's a nightmare, but you have to do it. Pull this down. Make sure these just get out of the way. And in the process, flipping the foot out. And there you go. So then you just want to attach the tail down here and then up there. So there's two pins. Like that and like that. Then these will pin together after you pin it up here. So just like that. Like that. And then pin that together. Pull his legs down. Pull these down. And then these will tab in place. There's a slot and a tab. Like that. We'll slot into place like that. And then oh, his head moves. Nice. And then that's him in dino mode. Taking a quick look at all of them. That's kind of what they all look like together. Here, we'll do it like this. So, they look pretty good. So, I highly recommend these guys. We're going to get Grimlock. I think his name is Rager. And Snarl. Not sure what his name is, but the DX9 Grimlock and Snarl, they're already in stock. They're already in my pile of loot. I just need to ship them. I'm not sure when I'll do that, but we'll be doing reviews of them, and then I'll show them all together. But I highly recommend these guys, and let me know what you think of the review. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe for more toy reviews, and as always, stay awesome, stay subbed, and stay tuned for the next video. Share with your friends, and that's a wrap, guys. Peace out.